Hi, we're going to be having a look at small accounts today, and I'll let you see how I'm getting on with mine. Let's roll the intro, tell you all about it. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader. And what I'm trying to do is kind of put trading in the real world. If that sounds good, please click the subscribe button. It genuinely helps, and if you've got a question or a query, drop it in the comments below. I genuinely answer every single one of them. So how am I putting trading in the real world today? Well, if you've been following the channel, you'll see that I've been building up a small account, just basically to show you that it's possible. Now, it started a little while back with just £200. That's all it was, £200. And the idea was to, hold on a second.
There you go.
The secret to a small account is coffee. Thank you, my love. Because we all know Scruffy likes his coffee. And he loves Star Wars. Genuinely does. See that? Believe it or not, that's actually a light. My son bought me that. Top boy. Sorry. Actually, this is quite a good thing to be putting into the video, because if you want to succeed with a small account, you need patience. And if you're patient, you're going to have to sit and have a lot of breaks, and coffee comes in. So what was I saying? I was talking about a small account and starting with just £200. And the idea of that was to earn a pie each day. 5-day week, and we worked out that sort of a McDonald's meal is about a £5. So basically it was to feed me each day, and we called it the pie challenge. And it was to basically grow that account by £100. I did that quite easily. And I never really gave it a second thought, but I was asked by some of the guys would I carry it on. So I said, okay, what we'll do is, I made £300, 100 plus the 2. What we'll do is, we'll see how much a little holiday would cost for Winky and I. And we found on a website, £150 a head for a few nights in a nice hotel. Champion. So I will look to double that account from 300 to 6, and I'll give myself to Christmas Eve to do it, because we're dealing with pennies, 25p a pip and 50p a pip, that sort of thing. And I wanted to show you that if you compound it and you use a bit of sense and a bit of patience and a lot of coffee, it can be done. And I'm going to give you an update on that later on at the end of the video, because I'm not going to drone on too much. But I want to touch on a little subject that was kind of echoing from a number of people who contact me. And I get messages all the time, whether it's from my Facebook, the Telegram group, or just direct email. And if you want to contact me, all of those details are in the description. And there was a common theme across a number of the messages, and it was if only. And what I mean by that is, they were saying, well, I wish I could trade the DAX, because if I could trade the DAX, I'll be rich. I was like, what? How does that even work? If only I could have enough to trade Bitcoin, I'd be rich. And I answered them all the same way and said, but why those markets? They're very expensive to trade. Is it not better to build up to it? Because that's the idea of a small account. You see, and we'll take the DAX as an example, because there was 3 main markets that people wanted to trade. They wanted to trade the Dow Jones, the DAX, and Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin costs a fortune to trade, and I'm not very good with crypto. so I'm not your best person there. Your Dow and your DAX are good instruments, but you've got to be very careful with them, because as much as they move very fast, you have to think of it this way. If they are going for you very quickly, they are definitely going against you very quickly. Then you're going to get your margin calls. You're better off being in a calmer market. Your gold, euro, dollar, things like that. They're not the most exciting markets in the world, and they don't move as quick, but they are steady. And that's what you're looking for when you're building up a small account. Slow, steady growth. Now I'm going to show you some figures in just a second of where I'm up to with this little challenge. And I started it on the 2nd of November, which was the first Monday, and we're now on the 19th, so it's only really a couple of weeks, okay? And I think it's done really well, although some people might look at it and just go, that's not a lot. But that's the next part of this conversation, because they're not treating it with respect. They're going, it's not a lot. You've only got a couple £100. You've only made £100. Well, you tell me a bank in the land that will give you £100 on a £300 investment in 2 weeks. I really would love to see it, because I would put a hell of a lot of money into it. But there isn't one, you know. The problem that you have with that attitude is you're believing the hype. You see, trading is not the road to riches. Not the way that you see it anyway. It's the road to being comfortable and time freedom. It really is. But if you're looking for a quick buck, thinking you're going to live the millionaire lifestyle because you've seen it by this plank,
you ding dong!
Oh, make it stop!
it's not happening. It really isn't. Because they portray trading in such a way that no professional trader can live up to. They really can't. You know. And that's why the failure rate in the industry is massive. It's not that it's overly difficult. It's not. You know. I talk to people all the time, and I can show you in a couple of sessions just how to make money. The part that I can't show you is yourself, because I've spoke to guys and I've done sessions with them, and I say, this is how you do it, and the very next day they do something completely different, and then go, oh, it doesn't work. I say, well, I told you to do that on an hour's chart. You're looking at a 5-minute chart. They're completely different. The setups will not work. But they think because it's a 5-minute chart that they're in and they're out, they're in and they're out, and therefore they're going to be rich. It doesn't work like that. You're better off trading once, twice a day, get 10 to 20 pips safely, and build. And if you do it every day, you'll find at the end of the week you have a pot of money. And then you use that pot of money the next week to do the same process, and it gets a bit bigger.
Isn't that logical?
And that's what trading is. It really is that simple. But you don't see it. You believe that there's this magic sort of system that will make you rich. There isn't. If there's a holy grail, it's absolute control on your emotions. Because I have a problem with that as well. I sometimes get in too early. I know for a fact I pull my stops in too early, and I try and work on that. But I also am pretty dialed down with my emotions. You know, I don't stress out if it goes against me, because I know how to average in to bring it back into profit. But first and foremost, I know how to recognize a setup and trade it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly jump onto a spreadsheet. I'm going to show you the figures up to date. I'm then going to pull up live account, and I'm going to take a little bit of money out of it and put it into a bank account. It's just so you can see that it is a live account. And hopefully we're on the track to success. So come with me and let's jump onto the spreadsheet. Okay guys, so as I was saying, I'm going to show you the figures as well, just so you can kind of see where I'm up to with this small challenge. Started on the 2nd, and I've been trading all sorts of different products. And if you haven't seen this sort of thing before, these numbers here might seem a little bit odd to you, because what does it mean, 1 TP2? Well, basically what it means is, because my sort of bid sizes, these, are very small, I haven't got the capital to open up multiple positions, so I have to manually scale out. So that is one position, take profit 2. So above it, it'll be take profit 1. In other words, it's the scale points that I've. But even if I do open up multiple positions, I still just call them 1, because it's essentially one trade. So that's kind of what that means. I do keep a note of whether I'm long or short. My mood is very important. I try to keep in a good mood when I'm trading. And I often find that if I'm agitated or in a bad mood, I make mistakes. And I need to understand why that mistake happened. And if I've wrote down that I was in a bad mood, and then when I replay the trade and I see where I went wrong, then it's just a sort of judgment choice, an emotional choice, because your emotions play havoc with you. And that is why I wanted to start the video talking about respect of the chart. You see, to me, this is a phenomenal growth. I have taken in 562 pips, points, ticks, whatever you want to call them. And my average win is moving up. My average pip rate win is moving up. You know, now I have an average of 15 pips per win, because I have a little bit more money that I can take risks with. You see, for all my hit rate looks really good at 97%. It's not as good as you think, because there, for argument's sake, see, just little tiny slivers of profit, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out. What that means is, because I haven't got the luxury of a big account to allow it to move around, and even on my other accounts, I still do a similar process. Because if I see the market moving away from me, and I know it's going to go into negative equity, I'll just kill it, stop it out. And if it goes past, I can put a new order in, wait for it to come back down, catch the order, and carry on in its journey. And what it does, it protects the account all the time. Okay, so it's not as good as it looks, but what it does show is account management, and that is key. And anybody who ever talks to me, I do talk about that sort of thing quite a lot. Okay, my bid sizes are edging up, which now means the money will start increasing a little bit quicker. I'm still only looking for 10, 15 pips a trade, because I want to be in, I want to be out. You know, and again, it's because it's a small account. I have to build it, and that's the only way I can do it. Okay. What the scores are, I started with £300 to buy me a holiday. So in order to get that holiday, I needed another £300, because we did a little check on the website when I started this, and £150 ahead gets you a couple of days into a nice hotel. So I decided on £300, and I wanted to give myself time to grow, because I am doubling the account. Instead of do it by Christmas Eve in December. Well, I think we're well on the way to achieving that, because we're now sitting is 511 and a penny. And if you're wondering why the difference is between the profit and the target, the balance, because you have overnight charges and interest and things like that. Okay? And I try and keep up to date with it as much as I can on my sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to draw out that odd sort of £11 and a penny, put it in a physical bank account, because I do that. I've been meaning to take some money out of this for a little while, but I wanted to hit the £500 barrier, which I've done. And it's also the reason of the video, why I wanted to show you. So let me just pull up my live account, and here we go. Right, so it's live. Okay, I'll just drop that down so you can see it's ticked on my trade account. The other accounts are ones that I trade all the time. You'll always see me on the videos with one of these two. These ones here are actually where I get paid. There is 511 and a penny in, just the same. The period that we're looking at, because I want to show you something before I draw it out, is the 2nd of the 11th to the 19th of the 11th, and you can only get this analytic from a live account. Come down. These are my return rates on those trades. Because, and the reason why I'm showing this, and I don't show it very often, just when normally some Popeye decides to kick it into me, saying that my risk reward is a waste of time and I do not respect what's going on. Well, I disagree, my friend. I have been doing this a very long time. I know exactly what I'm doing, and my rate of return is 2.3 to 1. So I'm a 2 to 1 trader. So that's actually better than where I normally am. I'm normally about 1.3. Okay, but I'm being very cautious and careful with this. It's running at 97%, and I'm looking at a 3 to 2 return rate, which the higher this number, it's kind of a grading number for IG. And I fluctuate between 1.5 and 2. All right. So this particular experiment, what I'm doing, is way ahead of where I want to be. Okay. And that's just because I'm managing it. And the other side of it is, I'm not trading as much as you think. I'm being very patient and I'm waiting. Some of these trades I've had to wait 2 days for, where I haven't traded at all. And this is one of the things that people talk to me about all the time. And it's kind of the if only syndrome. Move that up all the way. If only I had enough to trade that market, I'd be rich. If only. No. Trade the products that you can. I started with gold and oil because they're dirt cheap. You know, 25p a point for oil. Very small margin requirements for gold. And I built it up. Then I was able to trade a currency. Started at 50p. Built it up. Traded it up so I could trade cable. Fantastic. Built that up. Then I could trade the DAX. Built that up. And now I can open up better positions. Okay. So we're now just going to drop out 11 and a penny. Withdraw it to my bank account. And that is that. We are done. So there we go. And then the next part of the puzzle is put in there 1101. So my profits is gross here, and what that is just the profits and before I've taken out the salary. But the current balance, when you sort of see, if you see me trading, I'll match this. Okay, so there we go, done and dusted. So I'm quite pleased with how this is going. I'll do another update when we sort of traded up another £100. So hopefully week and a half maybe. But well, I'll tell you what, it's the 19th, so I'll do another update at the end of the month. You never know, we might even have hit our target a month early. And if we have, fantastic. I've got something nicely to look forward to in January when lockdowns are all over. So I hope all of this kind of makes sense. It's just really to show you that it's possible, and that if you treat the account with the respect it deserves, it'll start building up. But if you're going into it with zero respect because it's a small amount of money, or you're thinking that this small amount of money is going to make you a millionaire in a couple of months because you've been watching some idiot on the land of make-believe, or what you call Instagram, it's not happening. You've got to put the work in, you've got to try hard, you've got to be very, very patient. So that's the whole process of this exercise. So there you go. I'm going to leave it there, guys. So remember, do what you love. Money off. See you on the next